really given Salvador a chance.
You know, I don't understand what you see in this man.
It's not something I can explain. Everything you say about him is true. Lord knows he's not terribly bright. He's not terribly good looking and not much of a provider. But I love him anyway. I don't know why. It's the little thing.
That is ridiculous. Unbuttoning my blouse is not going to get us a better deal.
You are absolutely right. Don't touch yours. Rose and I will unbutton ours.
Buenos días, señoritas.
Hi. Buenos días. ¿Cómo está? Queremos todo tu dinero.
Please, don't hurt me. Just take my money.
Hey, now why didn't you tell us what was going on?
Because you can't help me find a job. Because nobody or nothing can make me young again.
Oh, right, Rose. So your life isn't the same as it used to be. The rules have changed, but it's happened before, hasn't it? I mean, what did you do after Charlie died?
I see you finally got your new glasses.
Yeah, I also got these to beg for spare change on the corner.
That is enough. Now, look, we have to stop this moping around. So we don't have the money anymore. I mean, we still have a great deal to be thankful for. We live in a lovely home. We have our health and we...
Dorothy. Don't smash the Play-Doh.
Sorry.
Well, as far as doctors go, you've certainly seen the best.
The best don't exist anymore. The best are dead.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're a nurse. At your age, we can't take any injury for granted.
Well, it's your fault I sprained both my ankles.
Ma, you were the one who sneezed and blew yourself off the stool.
It wouldn't have happened if you'd let me sit at the table that night.
But Ma, you know the rules. When we eat Mexican food, you sit at the counter.
Good, then I'm dressed for it.
Blanche is upset.
Well, you would be too if your daughter... Oh, I can't even say it.
What could have happened? The two of you were getting so close.
My little girl is going to have a baby by artificial insemination.
That belongs in a cabinet. It belongs in a glass canister. That way it's not only visually appealing, but you can see if they cheated you out of raisins. I thought everybody knew that.
You know, until I met you, Rose, I didn't know that people actually talk back to their Rice Krispies.
Took Blanche out into orbit where I never would have had the guts to go.
Rue, did you see the possibilities of Blanche immediately when you read the pilot?
When I read the pilot, I called my agent and I said, I knew this was a hit the minute it was delivered to my door. I could tell before I opened it. I just knew it. And then when I read...
Now look, Rose...
Wait, what about the dress Jamie Farr promised us from MASH?
No, it hasn't come yet.
But he promised.
Honey, we have a lot of other stuff. It's okay.
No, it's not. He let you down. Well, I'm not surprised. You couldn't trust Klinger on guard duty, and you can't trust him now.
Rose, take it easy.
Oh, I'm the one who's supposed to take it easy.
Go with me off this plane. What was that?
Oh, that was them shutting the door.
They shut the door?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Candy. I'll be your flight hostess. Please review the information cards in your...
Yes, but mostly because I don't have to swim with a duck in my mouth.
Boy, when the president gets here, am I going to let him have it? What do you think I should hit him with first? Inadequate funding for education, the plight of the hungry and homeless, pollution...
I want to go out with you.
But we shook on it and everything.
If it makes you feel any better, I'll go out with you.
Instead of her, I go out with you?
Right.
Okay.
So good to see you again, Blanche. And who have we here? Hello, I'm Susan Dodd.
I'm Clayton. Blanche is...
Us at the rally.
Oh, no, Rose.
Oh, yeah, Doc? Oh, do. Oh, get out of yourself. It's for a noble cause. Or are you so self-centered that you'd rather wallow in self-pity?
You're right, I'll do it.
Oh, good. Rose Dorothy's taking my place. Think you might like a little company tonight? You know what he said? Maybe some other time, Blanche. Can you believe that? Maybe some other time.
Blanche, that doesn't seem so mean.
He had the band spell it out on the field. And Dorothy, too, this honest man. Do you think about that?
But don't you think it's crazy that Blanche is actually going to marry Jamie?
Why? They practically grew up together. Rose, they've known each other most of their lives, so it's very comfortable. He's like an old friend.
But he's her late husband's brother. I remember back in St. Olaf when Inga Engstrand married her late husband. She must have really jumped on this guy's bandwagon.
You almost got it, Rose. Hello? Jimmy, it's me, Dorothy. I'm fine, thanks. What's new with you? Oh, of course, nothing.
Like it. I found that out when you divorced me. I was scared and alone. But I survived. And now you will too. 'Cause you have to.
Does this mean you're throwing me out?
I'm not throwing you out, Stanley. I'm pushing you out of the nest. Now you
No, you did, Blanche.
All I ever wanted was to be special. I thought this would do it. I thought I'd publish a novel and I'd be special. Of course, I've always been special because of my looks, but they won't last forever. I have to be realistic. Another 20 or 30 years.
Oh, hi, Blanche. How was your appointment with Dr. Rosenzweig?
Well, I was so nervous that I just rushed right in there and pulled off my top and said, "Well, what do you think?"
What did he say?
He said,
Pop's been dead 27 years.
What's your point?
What are you saying?
Isn't it obvious, Dorothy? She showered with a dead man for 5 years.
Rose, what did you want?
I got 2 tickets to the hottest Norwegian musical in town.
Rose, you've really...
Nobody would notice.
Come on now, Ma, what's really going on? You don't usually eat pasta for breakfast.
I'm carbohydrate loading. I signed up for the charity walkathon.
Oh, Ma, are you nuts? I mean, this is for people who walk a lot.
So what do? Hover? Which is exactly the amount of each girl's life savings.
Exactly?
That's why this is a story instead of an immigration report. May I continue? One girl chooses to spend her money and take a chance on adventure. The other plays it.
You know, this reminds me of the story of Gunilla Ulfsdotter, St. Olaf's very own angel of death.
Tell it, Rose, tell it.
Really? All the way through?
All the way through, but please try to make the end come as close to the beginning as possible.
Because there was so much pain, I didn't think it would ever go away. But it did. And it will again. We get through it. We go on. When it comes right down to it, what other choice do we have? It could have been a lot worse. I could have missed these last 3 years. Dorothy, are you all...
We don't have to go through all that trouble.
I bought this for my grandson. Sounded so good, I kept it for myself.
Oh, I love Glenn Miller. I met my husband at a Glen.
I've been out looking for an apartment. The doctor says I can get my own place.
Oh.
But who can afford 3 bedrooms? Can I go upstairs and see the dog?
"Sure, go ahead.
Renee, we don't have a dog.
If he thinks we have a dog, who am I to stop him?"
Ma, I love you. Could you fluff up my pillow a little, please?
What, I look like an orderly? Push the button, wake up a nurse. I'm just here for moral support.
No, I already got that from my roommate. Oh, she's gone. And I never thanked her.
The blankets are on the bed, and lights out in just a few minutes. The beds are right through here.
Oh.
With me, she couldn't possibly have put that banana in your tailpipe.
It would be an honor to serve.
Guess what? I spoke with Harry this morning, and he said we can keep one of the puppies.
No!
I can't believe...
Dorothy stepped out for a breath of air.
Why is she banging on the door?
It looks like that button's coming off. Yep, I was right. We better go...
Bartender, give me another. Come on. What if we cut you in?
What time does he eat?
Girls, come quick, baby just collapsed.
25 grand in 10 seconds? Now I know how Johnny Carson feels.
I will continue to see Glenn for as long as I please.
Is he gonna leave his wife?
Ma, for the first time in a long time, I am really happy. So please leave me alone.
If you're so happy, how come I hear you pacing in your room night after night?
I can't sleep. I have a lot on my...
The man's as gay as a picnic basket.
Ma, that took Blanche out into orbit where I never would have had the guts to go.
Rue, did you see the possibilities of Blanche immediately when you read the pilot?
When I read the pilot, I called my agent and I said, I knew this was a hit the minute it was delivered to my door. I could tell before I opened it. I just knew it. And then when I read...
Found Fernando.
That's not Fernando.
Well, what do you mean that's not Fernando? How could you tell?
All you have to do is look in his eyes.
Or at the price tag stuck to his back.
Oops. Thanks for trying, Blanche. It's not... Okay, in this formation, you're lined up in a wishbone with the U back in motion. Any questions so far?
I've got a question, Coach Rose. Am I an X or a no?
You're an O, Freddie.
In Sicily, we never went to the doctor. We went to the widow Caravelli. Whatever you had, she had a cure. She was best known for this green salve she used to make to treat ear infections. One day she gave a batch to Salvador, the village idiot. Butter, we may have to grease the doorway to get the three of you out of here. We're able to walk in October.
So, where are you going?
Out with a friend from work. Is it the same friend you've been out with 5 times the last 3 weeks?
Yes.
All right, spill it. Who is he?
His name is Dr. Jonathan.
My looks.
No, I'd say that you were one of the prettiest friends.
One of?
The Blanche. The prettiest. What would you say about me?
Dorothy, come on.
I told you. You can tell me.
All right. Well, as beautiful as you were. Oh, we did it, Mama, we did it. Oh, honey, thank you for letting me be here with you. I couldn't have done it without you. You know, first time I ever held you in my arms, I knew I was holding somebody I was going to love for the rest of my life. Oh, hello, little baby. We've been waiting for you. Teasing.
Well, you can just have them back. I've only cheated once in my life, and I vowed I'd never do it again.
Couldn't handle the guilt, huh?
No, I got caught. Oh, it was the worst experience of my whole life. St. Olaf was rocked by the scandal.
What'd you do, shortchange somebody down?
Honey, we want you to come in off the ledge. We're worried about you.
There's nothing to worry about. I'm not going to jump. That would be crazy.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm going to fly.
You can't fly.
Mr. Terrific can do anything.
Of course you can, Mr. Terrific. Rose, don't argue with... I'm going to put him to bed. Ma, the babas.
Why do you hate your sister? That's what I want to know.
Because when she was born, I ceased to exist. I never saw my mom and daddy again.
Where did they go?
They never looked at me again, Rose. She was the adorable one, the gorgeous one.
Theater and leave the trunk open.
Goodbye.
Oh, Patrick, you're leaving so soon?
I'm afraid so.
I'll see you tonight. At the theater.
Yes, just at the theater.
Well, I must take my leave.
Don't leave your lens.
Hi, girls. This is not what it looks like. John, you disgust me, and as far as I'm concerned, we're through.
Oh. Who was that?
My sister. May I recommend the poulet Veronique?
John, I have a rule. If I can't pronounce it, I don't...
Come on, Rose, why aren't you ready?
I'm not going.
How come?
Well, Miles might be there, and I don't know.
Oh, now, Rose, don't say you're going to feel stupid. You are not stupid. You just... march to a different drummer?
Yeah, the little wind-up monkey.
Does Nyland live here?
I'm Rose Nyland. Aren't you fellas a little overdressed?
Oh, I told you we didn't have to wear a tie.
Allow us to introduce ourselves. I'm Len, this is Sven, and this is Ben. We are the Toppelkoffer triplets.
How odd. You don't look anything alike.
Confident.
Well, she slept with two of the commissioners.
That works in Sicily and New York.
Oh, got great news. I've just come from Mrs. Claxton's, and she says she wants to save the tree.
You're kidding! How did you manage that?
With persistence. I've gone to her house.
Talk about you. So, where do you get your tar?
I lost my first husband in a tar pit. Excuse me.
Well, if it isn't Susan Armstrong.
Oh, and don't you look at...
Blanche, what if he didn't steal the necklace?
Well, then we'll probably get married.
Please,
you
don't...
have to talk to Dorothy.
Rose, I can't.
I want to know what you're fighting about.
Rose, it is no big deal.
Sweetheart, this doesn't involve you.
Well, look, I know...
Me. Meets a man of science. He gives me classified documents. I give him, well, a peek at the hinterland. It's an epic love till it falls to shambles in utter deception.
He wasn't a man of science.
He wasn't a man.
Where you could do both jobs at the same time. But everyone hated Minky. Well, he seemed to take great pleasure in giving other people pain. They hated him so much that nobody ever went to the dentist or the library. In 1938, you could tell if someone was from St. Olaf. They were illiterate and they had teeth that looked like Indian coal. Beef jerky, marshmallows.
Pizza. Yeah, with artichoke hearts and shiitake mushrooms.
Yeah! Girls, would you be terribly disappointed if I took the troop down the block for some pizza?
No!
All right, everybody, in an orderly fashion, let's head for the station wagon. Now, that's not the way to get...
Please shut up, Aunt Blanche.
You know, back in St. Olaf, we had a surefire method for getting babies to sleep.
If Herring, Elk, or anyone named Sven figures in this, I don't want to hear it.
Okay, I've got another one. Whenever my kids couldn't sleep, we always sang to them.
We only fly over empty fields in Kentucky where fat guys in overalls named Cooley have just run out of gas.
I think we ought to call the authorities.
Rose, there is no such thing as a UFO.
They were probably looking for someone to bring up to the ship.
Fine, now you stay out here, flag them down.
think I got one.
Where?
Past the lifeguard stand.
Bald guy about 20 yards out?
Yeah? Yeah, watch his face. Huh? Am I right?
You got
All creatures must learn to coexist. Back where I come from, they do. That's why the brown bear and the field mouse can share their lives and live in harmony. Of course, they can't mate or the mice would explode.
Mental reasons.
No, your brother Phil hid it there. He used to like to wear it when he visited the firehouse. Anyway, we got to the school and I walked you to your classroom. And as I turned to go, you started to cry, Mommy, Mommy.
She hung up.
Sure, she's not so tough without her lobster.
She must really be nuts about that ex-husband.
You have to be crazy to want a relationship that badly.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I don't understand? I don't understand why he sent you flowers at all. I mean, 2 days ago you hated each other. And you know what else I don't understand? I don't understand how two people who go off to a business meeting end up in bed together. And you know what else I don't understand? I
Turn to page 5, and yes, Rose?
Aren't you forgetting something?
What?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. All right, I have had it. Thanks to all this constant bickering, I have a splitting headache.
Oh, girls, let's face facts. The three of us just can't agree on anything. I mean, it is obvious we were not meant to live together.
I hate to agree with you, but I think you're right. I think so, too. In fact, I know so. Sophia, you can't do this. Dorothy said you...
Forget about what Dorothy said. What do you want me to do? Kick them out? There's not a room in town. These people come from a small town in Iowa, much like St. Olaf.
Really?
I don't lie about stuff like this, Rose. Val and I spent our most intimate moments there.
Ma, is there anything I can do for you?
Yeah, stay out. You barged in on me enough when you were a kid.
I think you better take a sedative before you look.
Don't be silly. I look at my face all the time. How different could it be leaning over? Oh, my God! Oh, my God, Dorothy, why didn't you tell me about this before?
Only on your back, Blanche. That way every...
Age making me want to see those things.
No?
I'm glad I looked you up, Blanche. I haven't had this much fun in a long time. Well, I guess I better be getting back to the hotel.
Oh, honey, are you sure you have to?
Blanche, are you asking me what I think you're asking?
But there's one thing I do have.
What's that, Mom?
2,000 shares of Xerox, which I bought at my health. I've got my health.
Listen, Ma, I made an appointment for you for 2 o'clock this afternoon. Either you go and get your hearing checked, or I will make life miserable for you. And welcome, baby!
Hi, Dorothy.
You can put the luggage right there would be fine, too.
Girls, this room looks nothing like the pictures in the brochure.
Oh, this room isn't good enough for you?
Well, not for $100 a night.
It's a dinner party, and I plan to show cleavage.
Well, if anybody's going to do it, it should be me.
Why you?
Because I am the best under pressure.
And she bears a striking resemblance to Barnaby Jones.
Excuse me, we're supposed to have reservations for the second show. The name is Devereaux.
Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, I don't seem to have you listed.
Oh, well, maybe it's under the name of Hollingsworth.
Hollingsworth? You not here to see Big Daddy Hollingsworth?
Yes, we are.
I'm sorry, you just missed.
A man's work. It's all gold. Just open it anywhere and the magic will touch you. But I'm so tired. I must sleep, and I cannot sleep. I am too tired to sleep. I will never sleep again. I may die from this.
Another slice of cheesecake, Lance?
Oh, I really shouldn't.
Honey, what I'm gonna do? Lately you've been eating like a bird.
Yeah, Rodin.
I'm sorry. Raymond, I just can't. My mother needs me here.
Dorothy, you are one hell of a daughter, but you're also a lousy girlfriend.
Sorry.
I think the best thing for you and me to do is not to see each other for a while. At least until your mother doesn't seem to need as much of your time.
Hopefully what we all find when we look in our
Please, I haven't been able to find those since I nursed your brother Phil. But I did find the tickets to the game show.
Sophia! You're kidding!
Oh, I forgot. I put them there for safekeeping.
Oh, Mom.
Blanche, we have company.
This means you're a real cop?
Yes, ma'am.
Then they...
You haven't aged a bit. I said you haven't aged a bit.
I hear you. I'm not deaf. Haven't staged a hit?
Oh, John, I'm sorry I kept you waiting.
Dorothy.
You remember my... Hello? I'm Dorothy Zbornak. I have an appointment about the vice principal's job. Yes, unfortunately, my car broke down and I'm stuck here at the auto mechanics. Is there any way that Mr. Pratt could see me later this afternoon? What do you? Kevin?
Life gets tough outside of the driver's ed car, doesn't it, Coach?
Hey, look, Spornak, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make sure that Kevin plays in that game. If you don't want to make it easy on us, fine. But you're not going to stop us. I guarantee you that boy will be playing.
Hi, Ma.
Dorothy, how do you make your voice do that?
Here, honey, I picked up your new glasses.
Oh, thank God. Now I can see. Oh, wait a minute. These are no good.
What, are they the wrong prescription?
No, the wrong frames. I specifically asked for old lady smoke.
Keep her legs apart all the time.
More cheer. I just got off the phone. That stripper you called is on his way over. Oh, great. I'll start another game in the meantime.
Everybody, pay this godforsaken island.
Hey, so we made a few mistakes, huh? Nobody's perfect. Yeah, what's the big deal?
What's the big deal? You almost killed us, you nitwits. I hate you. I curse the day I ever laid eyes on you. I curse the day your mama ever laid eyes on your daddy. I curse the day your daddy ever laid down with your mama. Oh, I wonder what would happen if somebody called up my sister Virginia and told her this terribly embarrassing story. I guess there's only one way to find out.
Well, I'm exhausted. I'm going to bed. You coming, Ma? Dr. Harris, thank God you're here. Here she is.
So what's this, Sophia? I hear we're not feeling well.
What are you, a partner?
Where's the pain?
My heart.
Show me where.
Here. You hungry? You want some food? We got a lot left over.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm more confused than ever. Good night.
Honey, is there anything at all we can do to help?
Your test results were fine, Mrs. Zabornik.
Oh, that's great! Well, sure, that's great for you, Dorothy, but what about me? Rose, you used my name, you remember?
Right! You ever tried passing a sponge?
What happened, Sophia?
I got stuck with the meanest patient in the history of medicine. I mean, just because a person has 2 weeks to live doesn't mean he has to be cranky.
Oh, come on, Ma, the man is dying. I mean, have some...
Rose, honey, what are you still doing up? Studying for my Spanish test, like somebody else I know should be. Don't strain yourself. Here. Blanche, these are the answers to the test. Where did you...
Your 40s. It's either that or a big rent raise.
Hi, you guys. What are you doing up?
Sophia's old and I'm filled with anxiety.
Blanche, you can't stay home from work forever. Can't you just swallow your pride?
Sophia, you were just putting me on about those eels, right?
Please, in Sicily, it wouldn't be Christmas without a plate of eels. Eels and larks.
Larks? Well, honey, larks aren't eating birds, they're singing birds.
They don't sing long in Sicily.
This is really lovely, Raymond.
I hope you'd like it.
Reminds me of the place I met Charles de Gaulle. We were lovers, you know.
Really?
Ma, that's a lie.
Now, it doesn't matter what I think is best for her. If Lily wants me to take care of her, I can't refuse.
Well, seems to me that part of the reason you're doing this is out of guilt.
Maybe you're right.
Oh, honey, it's a terrible thing to do something out of guilt. Believe me, I know. Just about the time that George and I were getting serious, he was shipping
Piece of tape. Name another one.
Honey, take a cold shower.
Oh, Dorothy, would you please open this jar of macadamia nuts for me?
You can't get it open?
What?
Okay, how do I look?
The outfit's nice. Now go put some makeup on.
Come on, I'm wearing makeup.
Make sure you eat by candlelight.
Oh, Dorothy, you look lovely. You really do.
Lovely isn't good enough. She's got a date with Jeffrey, the Commodore.
He's a Commodore in the Navy?
No.
No fear, I had to talk to her the last time.
Blanche, not to doubt your stamina, but don't you think those men are going to be bored?
Oh, of course not. Dorothy, tonight's a full moon. A night when men's passions, like the tides, are pulled to their height.
You're up to your neck in sand and let the children throw baseballs at you for 25 cents?
Well, I can't hold that against you. That was for charity.
Yeah, right. Charity.
Forget it, Sophia. Impersonating Charlie was horrible.
Okay. I made a mistake, but not as big as do now.
You want to see pictures of my late wife?
I thought you'd never ask. I brought some of my husband's salad.
You have ever read a scientific journal?
Believe what you want. See if I care. Hypersexual bitch.
Oh, there you are, Rose. Good. Honey, I'm borrowing.
Stop the camera, cut!
Dorothy, the director's the only one who can say when to cut. Unless the actor is big and mad.
Ma, what is going on?
Dorothy, this could be my big chance. With the exposure I get from Rose's movie, I could hawk my recipes all over the country.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Well, Frank, you know, I've been thinking, this is the third Saturday of our relationship, and I don't even know what you like to eat. Why don't you come over for dinner this Saturday night and let me find out what whets your appetite?
To meet the bachelor who picked me, and it was the Pope.
Boy, that is a tough one. Where'd you go on the date?
Oh, forget it. Good night, Blanche. Rose, what are you doing out? I thought you were asleep.
I went out to get provisions. I figured we'd be up.
Piece of tape. Name another one.
Honey, take a cold shower.
Oh, Dorothy, would you please open this jar of macadamia nuts for me?
You can't get it open?
And I'm telling you, the winning mother and daughter are 98 and 77. If either one of them forgets to take a nitroglycerin even once, Dorothy and I are going to be cutting ribbons at Piggly Wiggly.
But the big news is we beat Gladys You were humiliating me.
Yeah, right, the slut. And after all she did to me, did I turn her out?
You tried, Ma.
But did she go? No. And look at us today. No one could love a daughter more.
Thanks, Ma.
So what if I don't respect her?
Look, you've got a lot of nerve coming in here telling me how to...
She's leaving. I just don't know what to do.
Let me get the cheesecake and we'll talk. Oh, my God.
Blanche, what's wrong?
Here we are in the middle of a crisis, and there's no cheesecake.
Didn't we buy one yesterday?
Yes, but I found 2 gray hairs.
Blanche, you're over 50.
I feel so undesirable.
Oh, honey, we all have at some point. I know, Blanche, not you. No, I remember when Stanley and I were going through this. We tried everything, relaxation techniques, hypnosis. I fed the man so many oysters when he passed.
Oh, man, we've just been inseparable ever since.
Hey, Cochran, what are you sitting with the guest for? It's time to serve the main course.
You want me to come back after dessert?
No. Give me some advice. Just tell me what to do.
Well, it's your house, Blanche. You have to make your own decision.
Since when have you all been so shy? We always tell each other what to do.
Honey, are you all right?
I'll be fine. Is this about Arnie?
No, Blanche. She's upset because they keep changing the taste of...
Angelo will be on a plane headed for Brooklyn.
Wish I'd taken my raincoat.
Why are you two dressed like that?
Well, these are our costumes for the play, Dorothy. We were in the middle of dress rehearsal when they told us all to go home right away.
There's a hurricane heading.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, I get such a kick out of your slogan.
That's his slogan. Look, everyone, Mr. Terrific.
22 years next fall. You must be Sophia.
And I'm Blanche Devereaux. It's such a pleasure to finally meet you.
Oh, you watch the show?
Why? How exactly?
Good morning.
Well, good morning.
Rose Nyland, you little devil, just look at you.
Why?
Don't you get coy with me now, I can tell.
You or anybody else. And the sooner you realize that, Rose, the happier we'll all be. Come on, Blanche.
Come on.
Married life. I was so careful about money. And all the time Stanley had his hand in the cookie jar.
In the olden days, the Vikings had cut off your hand if they caught you stealing. They cut out your tongue if they caught you lying. They cut off your feet if they caught you trespassing.
Too bad there wasn't a Viking around when Stanley knocked you up.
Your bed. You hurt yourself looking for them. They ask you what those spots on your hands are. They tell you they love you, and then just before total exhaustion sets in, they go home and become their mother's problems.
What about the good things, like Mother's Day? I met Mr. Terrific.
Rose, don't be so quick to judge. I once thought I had met Mr. Terrific. Turned out there was also a Mrs. Terrific. I found myself ducking a Mr. Boz.
You don't understand. I really met Mr. Terrific at the mall. He was signing autographs. Oh.
Blanche, wake up. People are looking at you.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I think I was having an erotic dream.
You know, your father used to do a thing with feathers when we were first married. But he was too late.
Hour's worth. It's supposed to take an hour?
And what happens to your dream? You were going to be the first Petrillo to go to college. You were going to be a teacher.
I'm still going to be a teacher, Ma. This won't change that. Now, when you say an hour, does that include everything?
Oh, God, Dorothy, we got to get you married.
Stan, and you fall into the arms of your valiant Galahad?
My Galahad was a balloon salesman named Sid.
Hey, who knew that sawed-off little gnome would outbid a Navy admiral and a fire chief and that jeweler who was a dead ringer for Mr. Richard Widmark?
Blanche, that was a year ago.
I won't dance. Don't ask me.
Oh, my God, Dorothy, are you all right?
Hey, it's not as bad as it looks. The doctor says I'm fine. Just have to take it a little easy for a few days, that's all.
You're lying.
Are you all right?
I think so. I don't feel any sparks.
Well, in this instance, I'll take that as a compliment.
Am a little hot, but it's nothing I can't handle.
Seems authentic.
I just can't get over it. Over what?
San Juan Hill, Rose. Over the fact that her father had an affair with her mammy.
I don't know what to think. This changes everything I ever thought about Big Daddy.
Geek is more like, you know, somebody with no friends, stays home every Saturday night, nose always buried in a book.
One word out of you and I cut off your supply of Metamucil. Look, Kevin, the reason you're in this trouble...
Ben. Yes, as a matter of fact, I am free tonight. Well, I would just love to meet for drinks. 7 is perfect. Bye.
Blanche, don't tell me that you were talking to Tom Gallagher.
Now, what if I was?
But you have plans with John tonight.
Yes, but you're ruining ours. You get phone calls at all hours of the night. You have people running in and out of this house, and you don't do a thing to help out around here anymore.
Oh, so that's what this is about. You're just upset because I'm not the old Rose sitting around the house doing things for everybody else.
Now, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
Oh, Rose, honey, we're only thinking of you.
Just for being too thin.
Come on, girls.
Okay, thanks for coming home.
Bye, honey.
Have a nice time.
Hello, lady.
Bye, George.
George.
Bye, George.
Ah, Sophia.
Hi, George. Bye, George.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
Sweetheart! Whoa, what are you doing home?
Well, I think you're scared too, but you won't admit that you need help. Professional help to get on with your life. Oh, I've given this a lot of thought, Lily, and I really think it's the best way.
Rose, you're not coming back to Chicago with me, are you?
No.
How can you turn your back?
Oh, Sophia, look here. Here's a postcard from Big Daddy and Margaret. They say they're having the time of their life honeymooning in the Bahamas.
Please, the big news is he lived through the wedding night.
You see, wedding?
Although we are registered at Neiman Marcus.
Oh, you have pulled some stunts in your day, Clayton Hollingsworth, but this takes the cake. I cannot believe what I just heard. I refuse to have any part of this.
Oh, Blanche.
Oh.
Blanche! Known each other a long time. I mean, things like this just happen. There is nothing wrong with two people showing each other how they feel. We're just friends.
We're scum.
Herring balls?
Oh, it's...
You think we'll stay like this always?
I think eventually we'll have to go to the bathroom.
And you'll love me always?
Always.
Because I won't always look like this, you know.
Honey,
You don't look like you did 10 years ago, but that hasn't...
The mall closes tonight.
Well, Ma, what do you think?
Pussycat, you look sensational.
You really think so, Ma?
I really think so. I've never seen you look so beautiful.
Thanks, Ma.
Who's the designer? He deserves a Nobel.
What is it? What's going on? You're not going to believe this, Sophia, but God, Sophia. Sophia, God.
Wow, now I see where Jesus got those eyes.
Shh, he's talking. Yeah, yes.
They're sad.
Well, I'm all set. What's with Satan's secretary?
Sophia, I believe Phil would have liked this dress.
Liked it. He would have looked great in it. Dorothy, I never understood why your brother liked to wear women's clothes, unless he was queer.
Sophia, people don't say queer.
Pleasure to be here.
Raoul doesn't speak much English.
Ma, where did you beat him?
He owns a flower shop next to the dog track. I won big yesterday, so I figured I'd treat myself and rent him a tuxedo. Yeah, having fun, Raoul?
It's a pleasure to be here.
He kills me.
I think some of the stuff you do is illegal. I'm looking into it. Miserable.
Let's try to get along. Mrs. Claxton, I don't know if you remember me. Dorothy Zbornak.
Sure, I know you. You're the one with nothing going on in your bedroom.
Why, you miserable!
Give up. People care. They really do. Good people won't let this kind of suffering go on. You just gotta hang in there till tomorrow.
Sophia, it is tomorrow.
Oh, it must have been one of the guys from work. Yeah, that's it.
I've heard enough.
Please, Dorothy, you'll have the time of your life.
The time of my life? Stan, the last time you said that, it took 12 seconds. And I ended up 3 months pregnant at my own wedding.
Look, I'll level with you.
She'd been there prior to the murder. I think I see now how it happened. Last evening at dinner, when Miss McGlynn saw Blanche give Kendall Nesbitt her key, she was furious. She dropped a steak knife into her purse.
Big deal. I took a whole place in.
Not now!
Hey! I have a chiclet here somewhere if you're fighting over a piece of gum.
Hi, Sophia. I didn't notice you there.
Well, I noticed you, and I noticed your hands all over my daughter.
Do you hear your daughter complaining?
I apologize, Sophia.
Oh, well, that complicates things.
Why? Don't you believe me?
It's not a question of whether or not I believe you. It's just that without substantial evidence, it's just your word against his, and a man's career is at stake.
Well, so is mine, not to mention my dignity.
I'm sorry. Look, I really am. I'd like to help you. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do.
That's not fair.
You didn't tell them that, did you, Rose?
I didn't have a chance before I could tell them my qualifications. They told me I was too old.
Well, they can't do that. That is age discrimination. Rose, you can fight this.
What do you mean? What should I do?
Out.
You can't pick men and you can't pick pizza!
Listen, Rose, I'm having a little get-together over at my place tomorrow night. Someone I work with is retiring, and I was hoping you'd come.
Oh, well, I'd love it.
Around 8, then? Oh, good. Well, good night, ladies.
Nice meeting you,
Come back and
Miles.
see us sometime.
Good night, Rose.
Model.
Your daughter's a fashion model?
She's just beautiful, always has been. Gorgeous blonde hair, sparkling blue eyes, a figure men would mortgage a house for. We were always so much alike. And so close, just like Siamese twins.
It was a shame when they separated you, you got both. I think I could start the car with this thing.
Ma, my mind is made up.
Whatever makes you happy, pussycat.
Thanks, Ma. And I'm sorry, honey, but you're going to have to send back the TV.
Not if I could pay for it myself.
Oh? How do you propose to do that?
See.
They're both imposters.
Run, Ma. Run.
Dorothy?
Do you see what you've done? You've upset Kim Fong Toy.
Dorothy, she's not kidding.
Oh my God, somebody get help! I'm sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt. No, I'm sure this is a very worthy cause, but no, to be perfectly frank, at this moment I couldn't give a flying fig about whooping cranes. No, I have to keep the line free. Fine, I'll send you a check. Hold it, let me grab a pencil. Okay, whooping cranes, yeah.
Store calls it chicken chow.
Maledizione!
Oh, Ma, what's wrong now?
Living with Angela the last 3 weeks has been a nightmare. I don't think she's ever gonna leave.
What has she done now?
She used...
Hi, Rose. Hey, how was football practice?
Terrible. It's the laziest team I've ever seen in my life. They didn't bust their tackles. They didn't crack their blocks. They played like a bunch of babies.
Coach, you dropped the whistle.
Oh, thanks, Billy. That was very nice of you. Now you two boys run along home.
Okay, bye.
Billy?
Yes?
I said...
We had such fun. You know, Barry is exactly as I remembered him.
Come on now. After 35 years, there must have been some surprises.
Well, a few. You know, his hair's a little thinner. He's put on a little weight.
But is he still your fantasy lover, or has the fantasy become a reality?
Well, not exactly. You see, Barry Glick...
Oh, hi, Kurt!
How about a little lunch?
Listen, if you're buying, how about a big lunch?
My God, you're Mr. Burt Reynolds.
I hope so, otherwise I got the wrong underwear on. He's the roommate you told me about?
Yeah!
As he spun her around, her dress ripping open. You know how many times I've experienced that?
Your loins have been on fire?
Yes.
She just found out that Gene Shalit wants his hair to look that way.
I'm sorry I'm late, but I had to go downtown to get some special herbs. I'm throwing together another little aphrodisiac for Blanche. I better get to my work. Girls, we can't fire her now. She's making me an aphrodisiac.
They'll stop. Even surgical stockings only have so much elastic. Hello. I thought you two would be asleep by now.
Girls. I'm not asking for a literary critique, you dweeb. Merrill gets out on the 21st. That's tomorrow.
But isn't that great news? Then you can finally meet him.
I don't want to meet him. I don't want him coming here. The man's a convict.
Oh, so Blanche's pen pal because the plaster behind her headboard all fell off?
We're back in 30 seconds, ladies.
Listen, I'm not going to do this. Blanche, if you leave, they'll fire me.
Good. My mother is here. My teacher is here. Good.
That accent, you could almost buy it.
And you must be Sophia.
Your face looks awfully familiar. Was your picture ever on a cigar box?
No, she's right. That was my father.
May we continue, Commandant?
My family once owned.
I met Mr. Terrific.
Rose, don't be so quick to judge. I once thought I had met Mr. Terrific. Turned out there was also a Mrs. Terrific. I found myself ducking a Mr. Boz.
You don't understand. I really met Mr. Terrific at the mall. He was signing autographs. Dorothy, how could you do this? I thought you were my friend.
I am, Rose. I am. It just happened so fast. They were pushing me out there, and before I knew it, I was singing them the Mr. Terrific theme song. I'm sorry, Rose. I mean, I didn't intend for this to happen.
Well, I think you better explain that to Mr. Terrific, too. He thinks you stole his job.
I promise, Rose.
Guess what? I don't like to brag, and it took me practically all morning, but by reinforcing the command with love and a doggy treat, I finally taught Bingo how to sit.
Sit down, Rose.
Okie dokie.
Thanks, Ma.
You're bluffing.
The West Wing.
Right behind you.
Shady Pines, Rose.
This really shouldn't work on me.
Fixed it.
Oh my God, Blanche, this bed is vibrating.
It better be at these prices.
Blanche, I don't think any of this was a very good idea.
I know what you need. Some music. You need some nice, soothing music.
You were a lesbian.
Yvonne, we want to join a gym.
Well, what kind of exercise are you interested in?
Oh, nothing radical. Just lose a few pounds.
Tone up.
Yeah, slim down.
Get into my summer wardrobe.
Get into my winter wardrobe.
Get into my bathrobe.
Thousands?
Yes, I have.
I mean, wherever you go, I bet you torment and tease and tantalize every man you meet.
You're right again. Oh, come on, Jimmy, we're getting away from the point. I mean, you are missing the point. You are missing life. You are...
Miles, I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused. Although I love you very much, I was scared of commitment. I guess in a way, I wanted to believe that Charlie was trying to contact me.
Oh, sweetheart, there's nothing to be scared of. When you're ready to wear the ring.
Off.
They might also have tentacles on their legs so that they can suck all the blood out of our heads. Oh, I'm sorry, Rose. I'm sorry. Now, part of me is very excited, but part of me is petrified. I cannot relax with this. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to because Major Barker
Was coming here in the first place.
Dorothy, I thought you went to bed.
can't sleep. I just lie awake thinking about Michael and Lorraine. Too happy. I mean, why am I so happy? Is this too good to be true?
You are such a pessimist, always looking on the dark side.
Oh, a fine pessimist I'd be if I didn't. Oh, girls, group hug.
Dorothy. Just want to date girls in their 20s and 30s. What's a great-looking gal in her 40s to do?
Perhaps we should find one and ask her. Oh, come on, Blanche, this is all your own fault. I mean, take Stephen. You'd been dating him for 6 weeks. The moment it looked like you were making some sort of chicken, just say, I don't want chicken.
I don't want chicken.
Good.
It repeats on me. I want pepperoni.
Blanche, would you like some broiled chicken?
Oh, no, thank you. I'm having a raw vegetable plate. You probably haven't noticed it, but I put on 3 pounds on each side.
Concoctions.
Yes! It's called Gnerkenflirten cake. It's an ancient recipe, but I Americanized it.
Yeah, so one might say you brought Geflirkenerken into the 80s?
Yes, but I'm not one to blow my own vertuben.
There you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Buzz off, Padre.
Rose, where's Dorothy? Well, I don't know. She was here a minute ago. Oh my God! Give me that knife. What?
Annette. Well, hello there. Anything I can do for you?
At least now she asks.
Good afternoon. Sorry to bother you. I'm Agent Bell with the Secret Service.
Well, won't you come right in?
Thank you, Mrs. Devereaux.
Out in the morning. That's why the toilets don't get the attention they probably deserve.
Well, then everything was just a misunderstanding, and Norman really did dump me for a fat woman.
No kidding, fatter than you?
I hate to burst your bubble, but I just wanted to...
Exist.
Have you tried telling them how you feel?
They wouldn't listen.
I'm listening.
Yeah, only because they dump me on you and you feel you have to.
No.
Well, you don't have to.
David.
Just leave me alone.
You should make us grovel, eat dirt, beg for forgiveness. Give us the silent treatment.
Rose, if you give us the silent treatment, I will eat dirt.
I couldn't stay mad at you girls, you know. I did some thinking and I realized to keep the clothes on the rocks, not the dishes.
No wonder they broke.
Okay, who wants to go shopping?
It's a little early for that, isn't it, Renee?
Then we're going out to eat. It's either shopping or eating. Take your pick.
You didn't talk to him.
I couldn't.
Oh.
George was on call all weekend. 3 heart attacks.
You know it's right here in my pocket.
I'm ready to wear the ring.
It's right here in my pocket. Rose, it's right here in my pocket. Oh, Sophia.
Ridiculous. The curse works, believe me. I've used it before.
When?
Baltimore Colts, New York Jets, 1969. Draw your own conclusions.
Thank you and good night. Rama?
5 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh, that's a little long. What should I cut?
After hearing that act, your throat.
Except, of course, when they were institutionalized. It's just so awful. But you're a man, you wouldn't understand.
What wouldn't I understand?
Well, you don't get old and lose your appeal the way women do. Look at Mr. Cary Grant. Now, he can have any woman he wants, and he's...
You'll understand that the pontiff cannot make individual visits, but I can assure you a prayer will be said.
A prayer? That's it?
Thank you, Father. Oh, Ma, I'm so sorry. I know how disappointed you are, but believe me, giving that ring back was the right thing.
Stuffed?
तुझे कैसे बताऊं कितना प्यार है तुझी से तेरे साथ मेरा जीना भी मरना तुझी से तुझे कैसे बताऊं कितना प्यार है तुझी से तेरे साथ मेरा जीना भी मरना तुझी से ओ यार प्यार कर मुझे प्यार कर दिन रात हो बारिशे प्यार मुझे प्यार कर मेरी यादों में तेरा न जाना तुझसे बातें कर तेरा दीवाना मेरी यादों में तेरा न जाना तुझसे बातें कर तेरा दीवाना खुदा का शुक्रिया प्यार तुझसा मिला खुदा का शुक्रिया प्यार तुझसा मिला प्यार तुझसा मिला तुझे कैसे बताऊं कितना प्यार है तुझी से तेरे साथ मेरा जीना भी मरना तुझी से ओ यार प्यार कर मुझे प्यार कर दिन रात हो बारिशे प्यार मुझे प्यार कर जब भी सांस आए नाम तेरा कोई आहट आए ख्वाब तेरा हाँ जब भी सांस आए नाम तेरा कोई आहट आए ख्वाब तेरा। कितनी मन्नतें मांगा तुझे खुदा से, कितनी मन्नतें मांगा तुझे खुदा से, मांगा तुझे खुदा से। तुझे कैसे बताऊं कितना प्यार है तुझी से, तेरे साथ मेरा जीना भी मरना तुझी से। ओ यार प्यार कर, कर मुझे प्यार कर, दिन रात हो बारिशे, प्यार मुझे प्यार कर।